Hi guys, me and the its, me and the its. This guy over here is strange. But anyway, this is Rusty78609. I am in Central Texas, USA right now. It's 4:51 p.m. on October the 29th, I think. It's Saturday, okay, 2016, and it's in October, and the temperature outside is about 80. It's a little warmer than average for this time of the year, but it's nice, not bad. I mean, anyway, obviously I'm back from my little camping trip, and it was all right. I did find some places that would be interesting to go again, and we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, I had a lot of comments, and I thought I'd just kind of go down on them, even though I've responded to them individually, but some of them make good conversation. One guy said, buy that My Pod, Rusty, and make a camping video. You know, it's strange. I did see a few of those, probably less than 5, while I was camping. You know, of course, it's a new thing. You know, you didn't see them 10 years ago because they weren't here. But, yeah, people are using them. You know, people are... And I noticed that most of the RVs that were new they're getting smaller, and so yeah, there's a whole new generation of RVers out there and campers, and yeah, they're going for that My Pod and the little guy tag or whatever it is, and using it. And anyway, then there's one here. It says, what was the total price of the trip? 5 days, including, or for gasoline and the campsites, $94. Can you beat that? No. Not in anything I've ever had. I guarantee you. For those of you that just stumbled into this channel, I have full-time RV. I have for 23 years. I also now go camping in a Prius. I'm in a 26-foot Jayco J-Flight bunkhouse model that I live in Central Texas at my home base. And anyway, it's just so much easier to go. I'm 71 years old, single, and no pets, no nothing. We'll get to that too. And but it's just easy. You know, it's just easy and cheap. But anyway, this guy here, this is TC. It's an it. He's an it, or it's an it. TC stands for Trenton Clump, and this is an it too. And I mean, this is really an it. This is red on the head, and red is he perpetually stares. This guy perpetually grins, and they are my script writers. So if you have any complaints, those are the its you talk to. Why do I have its instead of a pet? Because I tried a pet and it didn't work out. Enough said about that. One guy asked about what's a senior pass and the requirements. Age 62, and you pay $10 for a lifetime senior pass. And then it says, and then he asked again, he said, I meant, where did you buy the pass, and do you qualify if disabled? I'm not sure about qualifying if disabled. What you need to do is just call a national park and ask them, because they change these rules all the time. When I got my senior pass, you had to get it at the national park. You just showed your driver's license, and they issued it to you. $10, good for a lifetime. But yeah, the best, I would say go to their website. That's probably not the best choice. Call a national park, get a human being on the phone, cut to the chase. Cuts all the crap out. Yeah, the website sometimes can be a little confusing. You may have a hard time finding it. And then this guy says, you keep coming to my stomping grounds. He means New Mexico. He's correct. I do. It's one of my favorite areas. And anyway, that's most of the interesting comments. I wanted to mention this. In addition to seeing the little guys, the My Pods, and whatever they call them, tags, and all those small new things that people are camping in, I ran into a guy at a Gear Springs that had it's like a drop-in camper that you put in the back of a pickup camper. I'm not sure if that's what they're called. And I don't remember the name of his, but anyway, he was sitting outside there one day, and we got to talking, and I asked him, do you mind if I take a look at your rig? It looks pretty nice. And I had never looked inside of a truck camper, never. And I have to tell you, they are very interesting and very comfortable. They got a full bed. This one had a little kitchen sink. It had a 2-burner propane stove. It had the fantastic fan, the vent fan thing, and it also had a toilet and a shower. You kind of stand over the toilet, and take a shower, but it's still a shower, and you got a regular toilet. And what else? Had a little storage. I mean, it was a regular, just a little. It was like a mini RV on the back of a pickup. And the good news is I could stand up in it. You got me? But they are not cheap. Not cheap. Now he said you could buy what's called a shell that doesn't include a lot of the things, and you get those cheaper, and add what you feel like you need, and that could be a possibility, guys. Because it was really good. I mean, you have a pickup truck, and you just drop this thing in the back, and when you're not using it, it fits on these legs, and you jack it up, and you just drive the pickup out from under it, and then it just sits there till you're ready to go again, which has some advantages. That means you could use your pickup for your personal vehicle, and then when you got ready to go camping, it would be there, just back up and go, I guess. It seemed like it was that simple. But anyway, it was really nice. I was very, very, very impressed. And so I'm going to check on that. I'm not going to buy one. I'm going to check on it just to see what they are. Because the way I go camping, I'm satisfied with. Because I can go on a short trip. Like this is about 1,400 miles, 5 days. I know that's a lot of driving, but I don't mind the driving. And because the drive for me is where you see the stuff. You see the mountains, the deserts, and all the stuff. And it's not bad. And I go through these little towns, and I stop and check them out. Because, some of these little towns are just fascinating. They've got some old buildings that are fascinating. And, if you're not in a hurry, like I'm not, then you can see some of what was the old American way of life. Like 1950. I was 5 years old. So, but anyway, the place that I discovered that I found that I like best, the campsite I like best on this cut. The campsite that I like best on this camping trip was Aguirre Springs. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Aguirre. It's, I believe it's north of Las Cruces, New Mexico, about 20 miles. It takes 40 minutes because once you turn off, I think it's Highway 70, turn to the right, you turn in. You can't go very fast. It's a windy little road. I did a video about it. But it really is a nice little place. But when you get there, I found this out by pure accident. I drove in, looked at the campsites, and I was going to say, well, I better check and see how to get out of here because it's a one-way in and a one-way out. And so when I was looking for the exit, I ran across some more campsites. And there are really some pretty nice campsites on the way out. And one of them was level, and that's where I ended up staying. It's got a beautiful view there. There wasn't another campsite really close to it. I wish I could remember the number, but it wouldn't matter because you'll probably pick one of your own. Anyway, they don't have water in the campground. They have no hookups in the campground. The good news is you've got good cell phone reception. Good cell phone reception. So, you got 4G LTE in the campground. As far as water, you can go to the camp host, which is about a 15-minute drive, and fill up your water jugs. There's a little thing right out in front of his RV, and it says water, and you just go up and help yourself. And they've got the, I call them porta potties, they're called something else, for restrooms, and they're okay. I mean, they're not bad. But it was nice, and it's convenient to Las Cruces for going and buying supplies. And what else I found was they have a Lowe's grocery store in Alamogordo that I went to that was freaking awesome. I mean, it was beautiful. It's one of the prettiest grocery stores I've ever been in my life. In Alamogordo, New Mexico. It's called Lowe's, Lowes, not the hardware stuff, but grocery. And anyway, I was going to come back through Las Cruces, so I did a Google search for Lowe's in Las Cruces, and maybe I picked the wrong one because they had two, but the one I went to was a zero. It was just a little bitty store that had nothing. Okay, and so all I got water there, and I think that's about it. And then I kind of headed back. But and then I think I mentioned I was going to try to stay at Balmorhea. You know, I'll give you the overview. I went to Balmorhea State Park. I went to Oliver Lee State Park. I went to Guadalupe Mountains National Park, and then I went to Aguirre Springs, which is a BLM, Bureau of Land Management site. And of all of those four, the Aguirre Springs was first choice. I'd give it an 8. Okay. You know, for a number, I mean, I like to have internet access, of course, and they have that there. It's convenient to Las Cruces. I like that. It doesn't have any hookups, so you don't get many, you know, well, you can't get big RVs in there because they limit it to 23 feet. But, you know, it's just not a well-used camping area. I'm told that on the weekends, actually, I've been there on the weekend years ago, and it can be a little crowded because there are springs there and people use it. But, so Aguirre Springs was very good. Oliver Lee State Park is a little sleeper just outside of Alamogordo, New Mexico. It's a little state park. Cost you $10 a night. They've got showers, and I think they've got full hookups there for RVs. They do. But they got, you know, showers. Is that important to me? I thought it was at one time, but it's not, because I just soon set a gallon jug out on the ground and let the water heat up, and just take my own little personal shower when I get ready, without having to fool around with going down to the shower. And, you know, I just like the privacy of doing it in my own space at my own time. So showers went, their rating on my scale went way down. I don't need that anymore. Let's see, Guadalupe Mountains. I don't even know if I'll go there anymore, man. Maybe I just picked the wrong time. But, you know, years ago, at this time of the year, there'd be a few people there. But now it is packed. The tent sites were full. Even my favorite handicap site that I usually pick because they let me have it because I'm 71, it was taken. And then there's another section where they let the RVs park, excuse me, and it was, there probably weren't 2 spaces open there. And the downside of it is, see, they run generators up there because there are no hookups. And, you know, quiet hour doesn't start till like 10 o'clock at night. Well, hell, I've already been asleep 2 hours by then, or tried. And you know, and when the human voice carries forever in a quiet environment. And, you know, people sitting outside having a conversation, you know, they're drinking beer and relaxing, you know, they're doing their thing, so to speak. And there you are, you're either trying to read a book or go to sleep, and you hear, damn, that's old Joe, that son of a bitch, I remember him. You get that. It doesn't turn you on. So anyway, but Guadalupe Mountains, I'd give it normally I'd give it an 8, but, you know, the past few times I've dropped it down to a 4. Now, if you go hiking, if you like hiking, you know, that's great, because that's the place to go hiking. And let's see, so we got Oliver Lee was okay, Guadalupe Mountains, Balmorhea State Park. It's what it is. It's just a little state park in the middle of nowhere. You got some nice views of sunsets. They got, I think they may have full hookups. Yeah, I'm sure they do. They have full hookups, you know, showers and all that stuff. But the difference, all Texas state parks are the most expensive, okay? For camping at a state park, I've got a senior pass. I get like $3 off the entry fee, which is $7 if you don't. So anyway, with that, a tent site with nothing is going to cost you $15 minimum. $15 and up. And for those of you that go there that are under 65 in Texas, it's going to cost you $7 a person to get in. Okay, that's just to get in. All right, and so that's in Texas, and in New Mexico you pay $10 for a tent site, and not too bad. If you have a annual pass in New Mexico, you pay $225 for it as an out-of-state visitor, and you could actually camp in a tent in New Mexico year-round for $225. You follow me? In other words, if you were just going to camp in a car or a van or whatever you converted without any hookups, you could actually pay the $225, and that pays your rent for a year in New Mexico. And if you have an RV, then I think they charge you another $4, $6, or $8, depending on the type of hookups you get, in addition to the $225 up front. But anyway, it's still a hell of a deal, and believe me, people have figured it out. And those state parks at certain times of the year can be very crowded. In fact, the ones up in the northern part of New Mexico in the summer can be extremely crowded because people have figured it out. And then in the winter, the state parks in the south fill up because the people figured out, well, hell, I can live year round floating around in New Mexico cheap. And don't think people don't look for cheapies, okay? But anyway, having said all that, what else is going on? What else is going? Oh God, I get back. I just, I didn't even look at the news hardly while I was out on the road, but I did look at the news. I'm not going to get into a lot of it, but there is one that just blows me away. The Supreme Court is actually going to hear a case on this transgender, whatever the shit that is, transgender high school student that tried to use. It's a girl, I believe, that doesn't know if she's a girl or a boy, but she thinks she's a boy, so she wants to use the boys' restroom, wanted to use the boys' restroom at the high school, and they wouldn't let her. So somehow or another, these people put together the money. I don't know. I think the ACLU or somebody must do it for free, because there's no way in hell that your average American could appeal a case all the way to the Supreme Court, because it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, legal fees. But be that as it may, my point is, the Supreme Court is actually going to hear this case. I think it's in January when they're going to do it. And I'm thinking, what a waste of time. What a total waste of time. Lesbian, gays, whatever the shit that is. At least they know they're male or female. Okay? Not a problem with that. But for somebody to tell me, look, I feel like a man today, or I feel like a woman today. Bullshit. Out of here. So anyway, having said that, that's the insanity we live with in the United States in 2016. And I just talked to some people from from Sweden at the grocery store today in Marble Falls, Texas. I was getting me some avocados, and they were asking about how to make avocado dip and different things. And so I noticed the accent, and I said, "Where are you all from?" And the guy said, "We're from Sweden." And I said, "You're from Sweden?" Anyway, but yeah, and they laugh at us. I mean, I don't know what it is like over there. Maybe worse. But anyway, man, whenever a human being doesn't know what sex it is, I am beginning to wonder about the future of humanity. Now, they talk about artificial intelligence kind of moving the humans out. Shit, that might be the only thing that saves the planet. Damn. Shit. Anyway, what else is happening? I don't have any good jokes, no good stories. It's just good to be back home with my It 1 and It 2. And Matilda was all alone, my garbage can. That's another It sort of thing. And she looked all right. She's really excited about being handled by the garbage men on Friday next week. Because I promised her that I'd be here to take her out to the street so the garbage men could handle her. She likes that shit. I guess that's called groping. I got to get on the garbage men about that crap. That's right. I got to bring that up. I could file a lawsuit. You grope my trash can? How dare you? Waltzing Matilda. Okay, what else? Thorny is okay. The little prickly pear cactus I've got, Thorny is okay. So I've got, folks, for you new guys, I know y'all think I'm insane, and I pretty much am. Thorny's a cactus I just gave a name to. Matilda's a trash can I gave a name to. This is an it, TC, and this is an it, red, and I'm me. But having said all that, I just kind of rambled on here because I ain't got a thing to do. And for those of you that watch these videos, rest assured they will not get any better. Okay? This is the peak. This is it. A little camping trip every now and then, and maybe I stumble into some product for sale, and every now and then I'll voice an opinion or two on the insanity that we live in our country. Why? Because I'm 71. We weren't this insane when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s. Well, we got a little insane in the 60s because I was a hippie, had long hair and shit. Anyway, having said all that, guys, I know you're excited, and this is another viral video. Probably get 4 views. Anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy American made when you can. Neither one of these guys were made in America. But I got this one before I actually started my campaign for buying America. And this one was sent to me by a subscriber. Got it to me by Pony Express. Anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy American made. And enjoy your life one day at a time. Drink plenty of water and walk for exercise. Bye.